Welcome to our channel of IGNOU Audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University, School of Continuing Education, SOCA. Diploma in Nutrition and Health Education, DNHE, English. Block 1 Health Indicators, Unit 1 Population Dynamics and Epidemiology, 1.1 Introduction. Research conducted in the field of population parameters such as birth, weight, life expectancy at birth etc. has given us scientific evidence regarding the influence of these factors on nutritional status of the population in general. In addition, the experience in developing programs has generated ideas about the interrelationship between population parameters and nutritional status of people. In this unit, focused efforts will be made to familiarize you with important vital events such as births, fertility, marriages, nuptiality, diseases, morbidity, deaths, mortality, and their levels, trends, and determinants. As you go through this unit, you would realize that these vital statistics are of crucial importance in planning for public health and improving the quality of life of people. The various fertility and mortality rates important from the point of view of public health which are discussed as part of this unit will help to acquaint you with the method of computation, importance of the vital rates as well as available statistics, objectives. After going through this unit, you should be able to describe the levels and trends of various population parameters in India and other Asian countries and at regional levels. Compute major rates and ratios related to marriages, births, deaths, growth and other vital events. Identify major determinants and patterns of vital events and explain the prevalence and control of major diseases. 1.2 Role of vital statistics in public health. How do you think vital statistics can be of help for a community, country? There are many ways in which vital statistics can be of use. In fact, changes in vital rates help to monitor the progress in overall socio-economic development of a community, country. Fertility and mortality rates in a community are indicators of overall health and nutrition, i.e. quality of life, of a community and hence show the level of socio-economic development and the need to improve and accelerate the same. Analysis of vital statistics helps the government, policy and program planners to plan for health services for reaching the general population in improving health-related socio-economic conditions. One can set objectives for achieving targets like reducing mortality among children, reducing maternal deaths during childbirth etc. and vital rates. Statistics can help in finding out whether targets are achieved or not. Another reason for collecting vital statistics is that it helps to compare the health and nutritional status of people of two communities, countries and also the same community, country over a period of time. Thus, knowledge on various vital events during different 5-year plan periods and census decades will help program managers, planners and administrators to know the impact of developmental programs, particularly their successes over time. 1.3 Vital statistics in Asian countries. Most vital statistics are expressed as vital rates. Let us define this term. When the vital statistics of fertility, morbidity, mortality are expressed as number of people with a state of illness or number of events, e.g. births, deaths, in relation to total population at risk, group of people having certain similar characteristics like age, sex, region etc. is termed as vital rates. This definition of vital rates may seem a little difficult to you when you read it for the first time. However, by carefully glancing at it again, you will surely be able to understand it. Although India was more or less similar in developmental aspects with many Asian countries, vital statistics varied among these countries. How did it happen? It might be due to differential progress achieved by Asian countries through differential emphasis given to one or the other priority areas of development in the recent past. For instance, certain countries and regions have given highest priority for education, health, family planning and infrastructural development, but certain other countries have given highest importance to industrialization and or agricultural development, neglecting social development. In this context, China, Thailand, DPR Korea, Malaysia, Sri Lanka have made good progress in planning and infrastructure. Consequently, they attained rapid modernization and improvement in quality of life of the population. On the other hand, the Government of India gave highest priority for industrialization and agriculture, neglecting the social development. We have just mentioned these differential models of development which have contributed to differences in several vital events. While many of the progressive Asian countries rapidly brought down their mortality and morbidity rates, India is still lagging behind. You may compare the rates of vital events of some Asian countries given in the following. Table 1.1. Table 1.1. Vital events in Asian countries. Look at the screen. Let us now find out how this information regarding vital rates is collected and processed. 1.4 Sources of data on vital statistics. The main sources of data on vital statistics are 1. Census, 2. Population registers, 3. Sample registration scheme, 4. National sample surveys, 5. Health services records, 6. Special surveys, 7. Disease registers. Before learning more details about each of these sources, you should remember that each of these sources have their own limitations and a country cannot solely depend on a single source. Usually information from various sources is compiled together to get vital statistics. So let us now get familiar with the main sources of data on vital statistics. Census. Let us first define the meaning of the term census. Census means complete counting of all individuals, houses, individuals population census, houses housing census, in a country on a fixed date preferably once in 10 years. Census provides information on age, sex, religion, occupation, literacy, income etc. of the population. The first census in our country took place in 1872 and subsequently it is being conducted once in 10 years. In India, the latest census was held in 2011. How do you think the population census can help in computing vital statistics, rates for a country? As you read this unit further, you will realize that the population census provides useful basic information for calculating vital rates. Similarly, housing census helps to analyze environmental conditions such as water supply, toilet facilities, availability of space per person, etc. Population registers. In some countries, such as Sweden, Finland, Belgium, Israel, Taiwan and Korea, data about population can be obtained from continuously maintained population registers, in which the name of each person in the country is entered. Important migratory movements of individuals are also registered. The primary objective of setting up this system of population registers is to establish the identity of individuals and control them. The registers, however, are also used to obtain such demographic information as current population, size, internal migration, data on vital events, etc. Sample registration scheme. As you know, in every community records of births, deaths and marriages are kept by either the local authorities or by religious leaders. If these records are complete and kept systematically, they can be used for estimation of fertility, mortality and marriage rates. However, there is one limitation. In our country these records are usually not complete. This is because of ignorance, illiteracy, indifference and poor systems of management. There is no incentive also to register deaths, births, and marriages. Hence, people usually do not report these vital events promptly. In spite of this, systematic analysis of these records do help to provide vital statistics of some public health significance. National Sample Survey. The main objective of the National Sample Survey has been to collect data on some important socio-economic aspects on a comprehensive basis for the whole country through its various rounds by using the technique of sample survey. The first round of the National Sample Survey, NSS, was conducted in 1950. Since then, information on different items has been collected through various rounds of the NSS. The topics covered so far include the following: fertility, mortality, population growth, economically active population, family planning, employment and unemployment, consumers, expenditure patterns, housing conditions, manufacturing, industries, physically handicapped persons, health service records. Information can also be obtained from health service records kept by the Health sector for administrative purposes, e.g., maternal mortality in hospitals. Disease-specific morbidity, information about birth weight, height during infancy and childhood, arm circumference of children, information on immunization and prevention and control of certain endemic diseases. Though health service records provide useful data for vital statistics, they have their limitations unless kept properly. Their limitation is that they are kept for administrative purposes rather than monitoring purposes, and that too only at places where health services are utilized. Special surveys, household surveys undertaken by the members of a community, village agents, local officials or researchers are very useful in providing information on age-specific and disease-specific mortality. These, when carried out at the national level, are more frequently used for providing information for vital statistics, rates. Disease registers. Disease registers maintained by various hospitals provide data on mortality and morbidity for selected specific diseases and the treatment given. 1.5 Fertility measures and determinants. As you know, lower mortality rates in a community often indicate better nutritional status. How would you interpret lower fertility rates in a community? Do they indicate a good or bad state of nutrition? In India, high fertility rates and insufficient food availability at the household level for a sizable section of the population results in poor nutritional status, especially of women. Lowering fertility rate is important not only for population control, but also for improving women's health and nutrition. Let us now learn about the various fertility rates which are computed from the point of public health significance. Crude birth rate, CBR. The number of live births per 1,000 estimated mid-year population of a community in a given calendar year. It can be calculated by using the following formula. Birth rate equals number of live births in a year in a given area upon estimated mid-year population into 1,000. The average population is ordinarily taken as the mid-year population. Census counts are used for the calculation in the census year. It is one of the major determinants of population growth in any country. Birth rates are observed to be higher in the developing countries when compared to the developed world. For example, the birth rate in India is 20 SRS 2018 when compared to 12 in Sweden, 11 in UK and 11 inches USA. World Development Indicator 2020. The birth rates are, however, declining gradually in the developing countries. In India, it has declined from 43 in 1960 to the present figure of 20. The causes of high birth rate are early puberty. Indian girls attain puberty early, i.e. between 12 and 14 years. Early marriages, poverty and low standard of living with its implications for child survival is associated with high birth rates and vice versa. Low literacy rates, especially the low female literacy level, is associated with high birth rate. Value of children. Children are viewed as labor and economic assets, leading to high fertility. Low prevalence of family planning and adoption. The use of family planning methods to adopt a small family norm is yet to make a substandard impact on the population explosion. General fertility rate, GFR. This is a measure of fertility. It is defined as the number of live births per 1,000 women in the reproductive age group, 15 to 49 years, in a given year. GFR equals number of live births in an area during the year upon mid-year female population in the age group of 15-49 years in the same into 1,000. GFR is considered to be a better indicator of fertility than the crude birth rate, as only the women in childbearing ages are included in the denominator. However, you may note that all the women included in the denominator need not bear children. A more precise measure of fertility is available, which is known as age-specific fertility rate, where the number of live births are computed per 1,000 women in a specific age group. This gives a better picture of fertility pattern and serves as a sensitive indicator of the achievements of the family planning program. The general fertility rate in 2018, SRS 2018, in India was 70.4. It was higher in rural India, 77.4, when compared to urban areas, 56.7. It may interest you to know that GFR is lowest in Kerala 1A, 48.6, highest in Bihar, 99.8, followed by Uttar Pradesh, 91.4, Madhya Pradesh, 91.2, and Rajasthan, 86.0. The figure for age-specific fertility rate indicates that the peak age of fertility in women is between 25 to 29 years. The fertility rate remains almost equally high in the age group of 20 to 24 years. There are urban-rural differences in the fertility rates, and fertility is high in rural India. Total fertility rates. Total fertility rate gives the average number of children a woman would bear through her entire reproductive life. TFR is computed by summing up the age-specific fertility rates per woman. An example is shown in Table 1.2. Table 1.2, calculation of total fertility rate, TFR, for a state for a given year. Look at the screen. Sum of age-specific fertility rate equals 419.7. TFR equals 419.7 times 5 equals 2098.5 live births per 1000 female state residents in 2000. Who lived through reproductive years, equals 2098.5 upon 1000 equals 2.1 live births per woman. 1000 equals. This fertility indicator is independent of the age and sex composition of the population. It indicates the approximate magnitude of completed family size. The TFR of India was 2.2 in 2018. TFR was higher, 2.4, in rural areas. Compared to the urban region, 1.7, in 2018. It is again very high in Bihar, 3.2, and Uttar Pradesh, 2.9, when compared to other states. At the national level, a declining trend of TFR has been noticed. TFR has declined from 3.2 in 2000 to 2.2 in 2018, SRS Bulletin, 2018. Net reproduction rate, NRR. NRR is the average number of live female children that would be born to a woman, with the existing fertility and mortality pattern in the age group of 15 to 49 years. NRR indicates the number of live female children that are going to replace a mother within the reproductive period. The NRR in India was estimated to be 1.1, World Population Prospects, 2008. According to the United Nations Population Prospects, India will fall below a NRR level of 1.0 in the period 2020 to 2025. 1.6 Epidemiological methods. Morbidity, mortality and their determinants. As you know, malnutrition is high in certain segments of the population, e.g. children and pregnant mothers. Mortality rates in general as well as age-specific mortality rates reflect the incidence of malnutrition in a particular community. Let us learn about the various mortality rates and indices that are associated with malnutrition in a community. Any reduction in these mortality rates would require an improvement in nutrition, healthcare and environmental conditions. Crude death rate, CDR. Crude death rate is defined as the deaths per 1000 population per year in a given community. CDR serves as an indicator of the health status of people, though it is not considered as a perfect measure of health status. A decline in death rate indicates improvement in health status of the population. A sharp decline in death rate due to control of certain communicable diseases by improved health services without a similar decline in birth rate in our country is leading to a high growth rate. The present death rate in India is 6.2, SRS 2018, when compared to 8.6 in Sweden, 9 in UK and 8.7 in USA, World Development Indicators, 2020. Death rate has declined in India from a figure of 8.5 in 2000 to the present figure of 6.2 in 2018, SRS, 2018. Infant mortality rate, IMR. Infant mortality rate is defined as deaths under 1 year per 1000 live births. In a given year, IMR equals number of deaths of infants under the age of 12 months in 1 year upon total live births in the same area in the same year into 1000. Infant mortality rate is considered as a sensitive index of health status and living standard of people. When you compare the mortality figures, you will observe that deaths below 1 year will be the highest when compared with any other age group. You will also see that the immediate causes of death among infants are different from that of adults. There are several other determinants of mortality which vary for different age groups, regions and Communities. Major determinants of mortality include poverty, poor nutrition, illiteracy, poor sanitation, lifestyle factors, pollution in adulteration, age at marriage, large family size and short spacing of births. Diarrheal diseases, respiratory diseases and undernutrition are considered to be the main causes of high infant mortality. Any health program specifically aimed at infants brings about a direct and quick reduction in infant mortality rate. The decline in infant mortality can be achieved, as has been seen in the developed countries, by improvement of standard of living, control of communicable diseases, availability of better medicines like various antibiotics and their utilization, availability of better healthcare facilities including safe deliveries and balanced diet and safe drinking water. These are certain high priority interventions to control infant and child mortality, but many more are needed. Infant mortality rate in India is 32 per 1000 live births, SRS, 2018. It is higher in rural areas, 36, when compared to urban areas, 23. When you compare these figures with infant mortality rate in developed countries, around 15 per 1000 live births, it is very high. But one encouraging factor in infant mortality is its trend of gradual decline, say from 53 in 2008 to 32 in 2018, SRS Bulletin 2018. The decline is seen in both urban as well as in rural areas. Neonatal mortality rate. Infant deaths occurring within 4 weeks or 28 days of birth are called neonatal deaths. Neonatal mortality rate is defined as neonatal deaths per 1000 live births in a given population. Neonatal mortality rate equals number of deaths under 28 days of age upon total live births into 1000. It may be interesting for you to know that nearly half of total infant deaths occur during the first 28 days of life. Most of these deaths are considered to be caused by injuries occurring during delivery besides unscientific procedures followed in conducting delivery. Other causes of neonatal deaths are congenital disorders, prematurity, certain blood disorders, condition of placenta and cord, diarrheal diseases and acute respiratory infections. The neonatal mortality rate in India was 23 in 2018, SRS 2018, which is still quite high compared to developed countries, 2.8 for UK, 3.7 for USA, World Development Induction, 2020. Perinatal mortality rate. Perinatal mortality rate is defined as the deaths, stillbirths, occurring in late fetal life, i.e., 28 weeks of gestation or more and deaths under 1 week after birth in infants weighing over 1000 grams. At birth, perinatal mortality rate equals late fetal deaths, stillbirths, deaths under 1 week in infants weighing over 1000 grams at birth upon total live stillbirths weighing over 1000 grams at birth equals. Perinatal mortality may be due to I. Complications in mothers during pregnancy or delivery. E. Complications in placenta. E. Disorders in the infant. You may however remember the following main causes: low birth weight, injuries during birth, congenital malformations, infections after birth. Several factors have been identified to influence these main causes. They are mother's age, early pregnancy, i.e., less than 19 years or late pregnancy, more than 35 years, space between pregnancies, less spacing, unsatisfactory progress of the pregnancy, poor nutritional status of the mother, low socioeconomic status of the mother, lack of availability and non-utilization of health services, improper delivery by non-qualified birth attendants. Perinatal mortality is considered as a sensitive indicator for antenatal care, care during pregnancy, natal care, care during delivery, and postnatal care, care after birth. Even in developed countries, the perinatal mortality is high and attempts are being made to control this mortality. In developing countries like our country, the infant mortality during the first year of life, is very high and masks the perinatal mortality rate. The perinatal mortality rate in India is reported to be 22 when compared to figure of 5.1 in the developed country like UK. Post-neonatal mortality rate. Post-neonatal mortality rate refers to the deaths of infants during 28 days to 1 year of their life per 1000 live births. Post-neonatal mortality rate equals deaths of infants during 28 days to under 1 year upon total live births into 1,000. Nearly 60% of all infant deaths occur between 1 month to below 1 year of the infant's life. These deaths can be prevented. This will become clear to you if you know what are the causes of deaths during this period of life. The causes are diarrheal diseases, acute respiratory infections, communicable diseases for which immunization is available like whooping cough, diphtheria, tuberculosis, malnutrition and accidents. You will now realize that deaths during this period are mainly due to the vicious cycle set up by malnutrition and infection, one leading to the other eventually leading to high mortality rates. Post-neonatal mortality rate in India is around 9 per 1,000 live births when compared to 0.86 in Sweden. Toddler mortality rate, TMR. Children between 1 and 4 years are known as toddlers or preschool age children. The number of deaths in the 1 to 4 years age group children per 1,000 such children is known as toddler mortality rate. The infant mortality rate has long been used as an indicator of the health status of a population. However, now it is being realized that 1 to 4 years mortality rate is much more sensitive. As you know, preschool age, 1 to 4 years, is a time of combined nutritional and emotional stress. These children are much more prone to infection and malnutrition than infants as they suffer from dietary inadequacies due to poor complementary feeding and exposure to infections from the unsanitary environment. It has been estimated, according to a projection, that IMR in India as compared to developed countries was 10 times higher, while the 1 to 4 mortality rate was 30 to 50 times higher. The second year of life runs the highest risk of dying. Toddler mortality rate reflects the economic, educational, cultural and nutritional status of the community. So toddler mortality rate is taken as an indicator for several developmental programs including nutrition programs. It is now considered as the most sensitive indicator of the health status of the population. In India, toddler mortality is 5.78 per 1,000 children of the 1 to 4 years age group, UNIGME estimate, and it is observed that the decline in child mortality is very slow, reflecting that there is a need to strengthen the developmental and nutrition programs in the population. Maternal mortality rate. Maternal mortality rate is defined as number of deaths of mothers while pregnant or within 42 days of termination of pregnancy excluding accidental causes in every 100,000 pregnant women. Maternal mortality rate equals number of deaths from puerperal relating to childbirth causes upon number of pregnant women in the area into 10,000. The maternal mortality rate reflects the quality of maternal services available to the population. It also indicates the proportion of morbidity